everyone, welcome back. It's another week. It's another show. Marc and Bryon here to talk with you about everything going on with us and the world of nerd. So, Bryon, how's things with you? Did you have a good week? Tell us all about it. We're sitting in anticipation.
Thank you for asking, Mark. I hope you had a great week as well. It's been a good week. I caught up on some stuff, getting ready for the holiday, of course. The wife and myself are still getting the house ready for Christmas Eve. It's been a
just jumping in really quick, isn't it funny how you have to decorate your place? Like we're doing the same because we have Christmas Day here.
Yeah.
You're decorating your house for people to come for one day. And then it all goes away.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
It's like we're decorating our house. I said to Claire over the weekend, we're doing this for a total of 5 hours of people being here.
Right. Yeah.
But she was like, yeah. Then she stopped. She's like, okay, yeah, we could pull back now. They're only gonna be here for about a total of 5 hours. We don't need to go crazy.
Oh,
they won't recognize half of this stuff. It won't even be brought up ever again.
Right. We are definitely going all out. But
and it's just their family. It's not like
right. It's just our family.
People are coming through to judge the house for a competition or anything. It's literally just like a couple family members coming, and that they won't care. Yeah.
Well, it's to get into the spirit. We generally leave our house like this until about March. The tree stays up, the lights stay up.
See, I'm
decorations stay up.
Like middle January.
No, the winter's too depressing for us. I like the colors. I like the lights. We keep everything up until about March.
Well, Claire has lights up all the time anyways.
We take it down.
So it's not like we have to do much.
I can pan over and I can show you.
Oh, boy. Wow.
The Christmas tree.
Oh, man. Is that the only Christmas tree or is there one upstairs too?
We have a small Christmas tree upstairs.
So that's something I worry about, is if we had more space, we'd have more decorations. Well,
because our downstairs is now our family room, sort of.
Yeah.
It holds more people. So my family, one year my living room's small. So one year we had everybody cramped up there. It was too cramped. Yeah. And I'm like, this year, why don't we set the tree up down here? Why don't we have everyone come down here and do a gift exchange? Because it's less crowded. So we really went full crazy down here.
Yeah.
Upstairs we're decorating too, but down here, like the arcades, we got lights on them.
You get a new arcade machine?
I got the Simpsons.
Oh boy. You finally broke down and got it, didn't you?
Oh, and I can soft mod it and put the turtles on it. So I don't need to buy one. I can soft mod it and put the Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time and the Turtles 1 arcade game on that machine. That way I don't have to buy another machine, because I don't think I have room for any more machines. I am max capacity.
You have room. It's just making room.
This pool table would have to go away, which clearly hasn't happened yet.
Yes, which clearly has to happen this spring.
Well, this pool table is coming in handy right now, is that it's my duplication station.
Yes. But you can also buy a table that collapses.
That's the plan. This come apart. This is going to be taken apart eventually, and that's the plan. But anyway, we're full. We're in a Christmas explosion, as you say. Boy. Yeah, we're ready to rock. But that's been my week. Christmas, getting ready for Christmas, and catching up on some Christmas specials. Nice. I've tried to watch as many Christmas specials as possible, including Guardians of the Galaxy, which we are going to talk about and spoil at the end of this episode.
Yes, that's the big topic for today.
Yes. I have one burning question, which we'll save until.
Yeah, save it. Yeah.
How was your week, Mark? You catch up on anything? How's everything going?
It's been going, I don't know if I talked about it. I think I talked about it last week. We have the plumbing situation is still happening. So that's been a little kink in the old plans of things. It's been good. We had like I talked about before the show started with you, we did a first Christmas at Claire's dad's house. So that was fun. Then it was Kylie's birthday yesterday.
Oh
So
yeah, how was
we did
that?
the very Enfield thing and went to Figaro's for her birthday lunch, which is good. It was nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
How old is Kylie now? I gotta ask.
35.
Holy.
Yes, we're old.
And Mariah is how old?
28.
Oh, and Jake?
He's 39. He'll be 40 next year.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We're old men. I did end up, I edited our new Focus show where we went to the Connecticut Trauma Museum.
I saw.
Yeah, did a tour of that with a buddy of mine from high school, is a vice president of their board of directors. And he also works for Amtrak. So he actually goes up and down the area here on the train. That's his route. But yeah, so he gave us a behind the scenes tour, which is very cool. So I got to see a lot of stuff that like I never would have seen just going to the museum.
Cool.
I've always had like a little thing for trains since I was a kid. So, and I actually found out if you volunteer there, you can actually become a train conductor there, which has got my interest peaked. So
Nice.
yeah,
Can I air this special on my public access channel?
sure, if you want to. Yeah,
I
it's not
will.
a special really. It's just an episode of our show Focus.
Yeah, I know, but it's
Yeah.
local. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm one town over. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but
yeah, sure.
it
Yeah,
was
I'll
well
send it to you.
done. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the Trauma Museum is like one of those little gems of the area.
Yeah.
Hidden gems,
Yeah,
People only think about it when it comes to Halloween or Christmas, but it's
Yeah.
there all year round, right? Is it
Which-
closed for the winter?
it closes from January to March,
Okay, that's what I figured.
I think. Yeah, March, I think. Yeah, but around that time frame. But yeah, that time frame between Halloween and Christmas time, that basically keeps the museum open
Mm.
all year round.
Wow, they
Money
make a lot of
during
money.
that time frame because that's their big time to make money.
Wow, that's
But
cool.
they're actually gonna be open I think Thursday, Friday this week. Double check so I don't give you the wrong information here.
Well, I have to imagine because Christmas is this weekend.
Yeah, but they do the tunnel of lights.
Mm. Unfortunately, we're gonna have bad weather. It's gonna rain and be very windy Thursday and Friday.
Yes.
So
But
that
they're
sucks.
also the tunnel lights is open the 23rd, so Friday, from 5 to 9. And then it's also open all next week. The 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th is
Oh,
the last day.
that's cool.
And if you just go to their website, it's $25 a person. And you have you can pick your time that you want to go through their website. Like if you out of their block of time that you want to go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, so
So-
you can just do that online.
Yeah, right through their website. Yeah. And it's usually like two different time frames. Actually, I think it's just a full time frame. So it's between 5 and 9 every night.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, there's more information on their website for all that. But they are also doing, if you're a photographer, January 21st, they're doing a special thing where you can go and take photos of all the different stuff at the Trauma Museum. So that's also on their Facebook and website. You can find that as well.
Nice.
But yeah, so it was pretty cool. It's cool to do that, and that was fun. And then yeah, just dealing with this plumbing thing all week. I started watching Wednesday.
Oh yeah, how is it?
I got through the first episode. To which Claire's response when I told her that, she asked the same question. I said, I got through the first episode. She's like, you hated it. I'm like, I don't want to say I hated it. It's just, I don't know. I need a second episode.
Well, the whole thing's on there. It's not like
Yeah, nobody's having it's only 8 episodes, but I'm not, I started watching it on a random night.
right.
Claire went to bed, so I wasn't gonna watch the whole thing, but
Yeah, I might check it out.
yeah,
It's my
seems
interest. I might check it out.
yeah, teeny CWE kind of feeling.
Yeah,
Which really get my interest.
I mean, it's about a teenager, so I mean,
Yes.
what do you expect? About Wednesday, right?
Yeah. I did watch Black Adam.
Oh yeah. How was it?
2.5 hours of my life I'll never get back.
I have zero interest. I will not. I have. If people like it, awesome. If people hate it, awesome. I'm indifferent. If people,
But the
I'm not
crazy
happy.
part about that sentence is I still feel that way after watching the movie. Indifferent.
Well, nothing
It
matters. Nothing matters.
totally doesn't. Well, even without that, which we'll talk about that in the news, but just the movie itself. I don't know if it's just me, but like didn't seem like it really had like a plot or a point or like a direction. It just seemed like it just happened and it was just there.
Right.
And it like didn't really make any sense. Like the thing that annoyed me the most about it, which is nitpicky because it's a comic book movie, but The Rock, who plays Black Adam, has been imprisoned for 5,000 years.
Yeah.
Without any issues, he's able to speak English.
Wait, but where's the context?
None.
No, but like, what language? He must have spoke as a child.
But he spoke like whatever the language is that the country he is at spoke. I want to say like Middle Eastern, because it's set in like a Middle Eastern country, a mythical Middle Eastern country.
You got to explain. Yeah, I don't know anything about Black Adam. So
Black Adam was a slave.
Okay.
Of this Middle Eastern country, which I can't remember the name of. It's like Kandak or something.
Bless you.
Thank you. But anyway, so he's a slave of this country, and they de-muscled him for that part of the movie.
Yeah.
And
so it was like a skinny version of him.
A skinny version of the Rock, with like Rock head with a skinny body.
Oh,
which looked weird and creepy.
That sounds horrible.
Yes, but anyway, so he's in that country, Kandak or something like that. Is the name of the country. 5,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And it starts with the story of his son. They don't show the Rock, but you can tell it's the Rock. Is the father and his son, and they show this like they kind of like play it as his son is the one that gets the Black Adam power.
Mm-hmm.
And when he Shazams, because he's a Shazam, when he Shazams, he turns into the Rock.
Oh, okay.
In the story they tell you what, like there's a part where they reveal how it really happened and what happens.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's imprisoned 5,000 years ago because he uses his powers for bad, I guess. He starts killing the slavers and such. All right. Anyways, so yeah. So 3, 2. And then so that all happens. And I forgot where I was because Josh called. So yeah, so he's in prison 5,000 years ago. In the beginning of the movie, one of the characters thinks they're unleashing this hero that's going to save their people because they're being controlled by a intergang, which I found out is a DC minor group of like mercenaries and stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Black Adam appears and starts beating up people, and 2 seconds later he lands in that scene where he's outside the van and he's able to speak perfect English, no translation issues whatsoever.
Well, he's a superhero, right? So I mean, he
But
has
how would he learn
powers.
English?
He has powers. He can do anything he wants,
His
right?
power isn't English, isn't translation. He's not C3PO. He doesn't have 5,000 dialects in his brain.
I don't know, Mar. I didn't watch it.
It's just like one of those, it's a small little thing, but to me, that's like a small thing that easily could have been fixed. It's like they could have like used that as a trope for why he's the way he is in the movie. Like he doesn't speak English because he doesn't understand what they're saying. So they have to talk to him in the language that he was from, and they have to figure out what that language is.
Yeah.
Then they do like a little cutscene or something where they teach him English, or he learns English somehow. And he's like, that's the movie, is like they use the kid, which they've used in the beginning of the movie, and that's his connection to humanity, is this kid. And they could use that kid to teach him English.
Yeah.
Simple, easy, fix, done. No, he just automatically, 5,000 years later, could speak perfect English, understands everything everyone's saying, has no lost in translation issues whatsoever.
All right. Well, other than this nitpick, the rest of the movie was he just didn't care. It was just
You don't have any stakes in it. The JSA is terrible. You don't care about any of them. Like
now is Black Adam,
Hawkman
is he an
and Dr. Fate.
anti-hero? I'm confused. Is Black Adam an anti-hero? Like, are
Yes.
these people he's fighting bad guys? Or are they all on the same side? I don't know.
No. He initially, again, makes no sense. He initially awakens 5,000 years from when he was imprisoned.
Yeah.
Starts beating up this intergang, which then signals Amanda Waller, who's in control of the Suicide Squad,
Right.
who enlists the JSA. So it like is saying that she's in charge of the JSA as well, which makes no sense. And Hawkman is a member of the JSA, is like Professor X type, who lives in a mansion in New Orleans. Which you don't ever explain anything about Hawkman or how he became Hawkman or why he's Hawkman or anything. He's just Hawkman and he's there. And then Dr. Fate, he calls up, then like Amanda Waller's like, who are you getting to be in your squad to go take care of this random person that appeared? Which makes no sense to me too, because it's like, okay, so Black Adam appears and the JSA is called, but they weren't called for Superman appearing. They weren't called for Wonder Woman appearing. It's like they weren't called for anything else. Just
Yeah.
the JSA. All of a sudden, Amanda Waller decides she's going to call up a JSA to solve this one problem in the middle of nowhere at this one country that has no connection to anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like they're mining some kind of like trivarium or something at
Of
this
course.
country
Of
that
course
has
they
like,
are.
yeah, that's like kind of like the Wakanda stuff, because like can make ships fly and a certain kind
The
of powers
old
to it.
trope. The old trope.
But they don't like
Mining
even like
something.
mention like why it's important. It's just there and they're using it.
Yeah.
And like it like randomly is talked about once or twice in the movie. But like they could have been like, okay, the reason why the JSA is being called in is because Amanda Waller's group is buying this stuff from this gang. And then that would have been like a reasoning why they're sending in the JSA to take care of this, is because that's the stuff they use to make his ship fly or something.
Right. Totally.
Nothing. No anything whatsoever. Just happens. So it's a lot of that. It's a lot of just like DC dumbness is what I was like watching it, being like, this is just like why DC has had its issues. It's just
Well, this
makes no
movie
sense.
was supposed to
There's
come out
no,
years
like,
ago.
There's none of this makes sense. None of this has any kind of like connection to anything or why it matters. Introducing the JSA randomly made no sense whatsoever. Like it was like a lot of just like dumb weirdness. It was like the JSA gets introduced. They introduce Hawkman, who, like I said, owns a mansion and is like Professor X, has a jet underneath his lawn. Dr. Fate is a member of it for some reason. And then Cyclone. They slowly just like introduce these characters to you in the movie at the beginning of it. Like, who's in your team? And he's like, well, first off, there's me, Hawkman. And then I also called up my old friend, Dr. Fate. And then I recruited 2 young folk to make that connection to the fans. I recruited Cyclone. Her power is this. And then I recruited Atom Smasher, who's the nephew of the original Atom Smasher, which they then introduce in a shot where the new Atom Smasher guy gets a phone call, and Henry Winkler is the original Atom Smasher. And does stupid jokes about being the Atom Smasher, like, don't ruin my suit.
That's cringy.
You pay attention to what Hawkman says because he knows what he's doing. I've known him for years.
That sounds cringy.
It was a lot of cringe. It was a lot of just stupid, cringy stuff.
It
then, like,
almost
Atom
sounds
Smasher
like
was like the jockey guy that would like do jockey things. Like, you'd get too big and you would step on stuff. Be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on that. Oh, it's my first day in the job. It's like, what is going on?
It sounds like a rushed version of Ant-Man.
Yes, there's a lot of just rush. Like, we need to jam these things in to connect it to, like, people are like, oh, this is like Marvel. I'll watch it because it has a little bit of Marvel stuff in it. Like, a guy gets big. So there's your Ant-Man connection. Cyclone is a girl that spins really fast.
She's a spinner.
Yeah. And that's all she does the whole movie is just like spin and like weird movements. And that's her big move, is she can spin and cause cyclones and wind.
Wait, didn't we have that in the first Suicide Squad movie?
Yes, basically.
With what's her name doing the little dance at the end?
Yeah, it was like the Huntress thing.
The Huntress.
The weird thing she did.
She did like the hula.
Same moves, but just a different girl. And then Dr. Fate does the Dr. Fate stuff. He has a helmet and like he can see the future and like sees a way the future is going to be and then has to try to fix it so it doesn't happen.
Oh boy.
And like it's a whole thing.
If I gotta see that trope one more time,
what is going on?
If I gotta see that trope one more time, I will just.
It was like one of those things where it's like, okay,
explode.
I understand why The Rock wanted to do this movie, but
this is his pet.
Did he not read the script beforehand and just acted in it? Because it literally seems like he's in the movie and he's doing a different movie than everyone else is doing. Like he's like being The Rock and like putting forth his effort. And everyone else is kind of just like doing this, like going through the motions kind of. And like the whole thing at the end with Superman just seems horned in.
Oh, it was horned in. They added
like
that.
It made no sense
to
the story whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. What? I was like, I watched it. Like, in context of the movie, that part makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, because if Black Adam helped, or
Black Adam helps them, like,
I'm confused.
This bad guy,
right? So then, why would Black Adam
like a
butt
devil?
heads with Superman?
And he's just sitting in his Kandak, whatever the name of that country is. He's just there, and he's going to be their protector, and he's going to help them, defend them from whatever.
Yeah.
Never a threat, doesn't have any threat whatsoever. And then they show a scene at the end where he's just at the place and Amanda Waller shows up and she's like, because they like capture him for their whole mission of JSA going there is to capture him and take him off the game board, basically. So he surrenders like 3/4 of the way through the movie, gets put into the Black Ops spot, wherever it is, and he's imprisoned, and he's like mouth is covered so he can't say Shazam. And there's this crown that's part of the movie at the beginning that the king that he was trying to defeat, that Black Adam was trying to overthrow, if he puts this crown on, he becomes like a devil and brings hell on earth. So there's a guy that's like a part of the group that's an ancestor of this king, and he gets the crown, and he puts it on,
Mm-hmm.
and he becomes a devil, and is now like raising the army of the dead, and they can't defeat him without Black Adam. So Dr. Fate is in the middle of fighting this guy, and is like subliminally talking to Black Adam, who's in a full vat of water with like stuff on, so he can't say Shazam, and he's unconscious. And Dr. Fate's like talking to him and wakes him up somehow. And then he breaks out, and then all of a sudden a guy who is like totally not the Rock, like non-muscled, all of a sudden is able to, who didn't fight. And why this whole thing, like, I'll tell you the whole story here. So his son is the one that gets the Black Adam power, supposedly. And he does. And then his son is killed because he depowers, because the king goes after his family and kills his mother and mortally wounds his father, who is the Rock. So the son decides to give his powers to his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And as he gives his powers to his dad, 2 seconds later, of course, the son is killed instantly by an arrow. And that sets the Rock off, because he's not really the superhero.
Right.
He was just given the powers to save his life. So he doesn't fight, doesn't do anything, doesn't do any like moves or anything when he's not Shazam. So then all of a sudden he is de-Shazammed and is able to fight through tons of security to get out of this prison, and is shot multiple times. They show him being shot multiple times. He dives out of this prison and floats up to the surface. And like, as they're about to be defeated, the team that's the JSA guys, he just goes Shazam, and he's Black Adam again, and he flies to save the day and defeat this bad guy.
Man,
I don't like, it was like someone was just sitting in a room throwing darts at a wall and being like, let's do this. Okay, how can we get to there? Well, let's do this. Okay, sounds great.
sounds horrible.
When you watch this movie, it's kind of fun. It's interesting to watch it, because it's like you see the moments when they were like, we need to hire James Gunn and have him take over everything and just start from scratch. Like, this is, where have we gone? We are so far off the plans of what we were going to do. We're so far in this weird section of the world right now.
Yeah.
That we can't come back from any of this. Like, there's no like
Well, there's no patch
simple
job.
solution to
No
come back.
patch job.
Yeah, there's no like simple solution to get us back
Right.
to what we wanted to do.
Honestly, like,
And it
I'm
makes
so
me like
happy.
scared for the new Shazam movie, which is coming out like next week.
Is that
Isn't
coming
it,
out
like,
next
this
week?
week or next week?
No, Shazam 2
Or
comes out next
soon?
year. Next year.
I want to
That's
say
still,
it comes out like soon.
yeah, next year, which is soon, but not next week. I'm happy they're starting from scratch. They're
March it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's soon. But
But
next
I'm worried,
year-
because this is the last movie.
No, it's not. The Flash is still coming out.
How is that movie still coming out?
The Flash movie, I mean, there hasn't been any word yet. And my opinion is I don't take rumors as gospel. I like the fact that James Gunn has been very transparent on Twitter. When people start posting all this stuff, he's like, well, it's not true. And I love how he just squishes these rumors. But the only rumor that's circulating, and I don't know if James Gunn has confirmed this or not, so I'm going to say this with a grain of salt, that the Flash movie is still coming out. There's been no word about it not coming out, but the cameos are being cut. The Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman cameos are not going to be in there. This movie, the Flash movie, does have the Ben Affleck Batman in it.
Doesn't
But
also have the
Michael Keaton.
Batman in it, and isn't like a typical part of the movie.
The Ben Affleck Batman part could just be a cameo. I know the Michael Keaton Batman is an integral part of the movie.
Yeah.
I am amazed the Flash movie is still coming out as of now. There has been no writing of it being canceled. I'm amazed.
It's a mess. It's a total mess, is what it boils down to.
Yeah.
The DC thing is a total mess.
Starting
But it does,
from
I will,
scratch.
like I was saying, after Black Adam, and then hearing the stories I heard about how The Rock feels about the Shazam world, it makes it very interesting that movie's going to still, that movie's coming out as the last, basically, the last film DCU movie. Because The Flash was filmed before it. So I'm saying, like, Shazam was the last movie that was part of that world.
Yeah. But see, Shazam, the cool thing about Shazam, they've talked about other characters, but they've never had, you don't know what world.
You never
Shazam,
seen them. Yeah, you just saw like the torso of Superman. You didn't see his face.
Shazam could be integrated into this new DCU.
Could show this new stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So I liked it. And I liked Zachary Levi as Shazam. I actually enjoyed that first Shazam movie.
To add to the craziness of this Black Adam movie. So I read over the weekend that it came out over the weekend that The Rock has declined doing any movies in the Shazam universe.
Well, the movie actually lost money.
Huge disdain and does not like the Shazam universe.
I think that's totally opposite because he wanted to build the Shazam universe. He wanted to be in the next
Shazam. Cameo in the movie.
No, see, that's a falsehood. I heard about that. It's taken out of context. So there was a big interview where he did talk about how he wanted to build up to it. He said after the Shazam sequel, he wanted to be in. He wanted them to meet. Yes, he loves that world. He's very passionate about it. This movie he did was, I mean, in the works for 6 years or longer. So that is one of those headlines that people ran with. That's not true. He did not say that. He wanted to build. He felt it had to be earned to be in the Shazam world. Gotcha. He felt like just to be in that movie, just to be in it, seems silly. He goes, in the long run, he wants them to meet. You know, opposite of what Zack Snyder likes to do. Just put everything in one movie and call it a day.
Yeah.
Like, let's not earn the death of Superman. Let's put it in the next Superman movie. Like, we've only been one movie with this guy, but let's kill him off because, hey.
Yeah.
You know, so, no, that's what The Rock, there's an interview out there. The Rock really said he wants to be in the Shazam movie. There was no cameo that he refused to do. That's all just clickbaity stuff.
But either way, the Black Adam, you don't need to see it. That's the synopsis of it. I saw it for you, so you don't need to see it.
Well, thank you. You're a patriot, and I salute your duty as a human being.
2.5 hours of my life I'll never get back. A movie I did see, which I suggest you watch. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Amsterdam.
I know I haven't watched it yet. It's a movie I want to see.
Very, very good.
It's on streaming already?
Yes, it's on the HBO Max.
Oh, sweet. I'll watch it during Christmas break.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in and out of the theater. It didn't do well. It didn't do well at all.
No, but it was really good. It's definitely one of those movies that I feel will get very popular post theatrical release.
Yeah, I have to check it out. It's on my list.
It's very quirky and weird and really good.
Yeah, cool.
A lot of cameos, a lot of randomness. It's just very out there. It's very cool.
It's loosely based off a true story.
It has like it's based off of random fact.
Yeah.
That like they just use as like a basis for the whole story, basically.
All right. That's on my list.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was on HBO Max already.
Yeah, I didn't either. Awesome. It just popped up when I was Black Adam. I just saw it was there. I'm like, oh, I need something to wash this weirdness out of myself. Let me watch Amsterdam. And I enjoyed it immensely.
Nice. All right. Well, I'll definitely watch it on my vacation.
And Bullet Train's on Netflix, I heard.
Yeah, watch Bullet Train.
Yeah, so I gotta
That's
watch
good.
that.
Yeah.
That's on my list.
I saw over the weekend Violent Night, David Harbour's Christmas.
I want to see that.
That was good.
It's like Die Hard, actually a Christmas movie.
It is. David Harbour plays Santa Claus.
Yes.
It's got the schmaltz, the Christmas schmaltz. It's very violent. It's very funny. It's not like, when I say very funny, it's not like ha 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 comedy all the way through like you're watching a Deadpool movie. But it's like there are moments that will give you a great big laugh, and the violence is just so out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of oh my god, like ridiculousness.
Yeah.
It's like John Wick, Die Hard, and a Hallmark movie all wrapped in one.
Oh wow.
Yes. It's got the
It's
heart.
got John Leguizamo, so I mean, it can't be that bad.
It's got the heart of a Hallmark movie.
Okay.
It's got the violence of a John Wick movie. And it's got the humor of I don't know, action movie. I loved it. It's definitely a good Christmas movie for the R-rated family.
Yeah. And if you got the Apple TV Plus, I suggest you do watch Spirited. I think you would enjoy it.
Oh, it's on my list. I plan on watching it this week, the week of Christmas. Real quickly, I did watch. I know you're not a Rick and Morty fan, but this season's been great. This Christmas special was awesome. It was all lightsaber based.
I will admit, I know you guys don't understand. I'm assuming everyone assumes I like Rick and Morty because it's just.
I don't think anybody assumes that. We all know.
I'm saying people have asked me like, I don't understand why you don't like Rick and Morty. I'm like, do you not watch it? I'm like, no. It's like, oh, it falls like right in your wheelhouse of everything that you're into. I just don't get it.
There's nothing to get. It's either you enjoy it or you don't. I don't know.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I tried watching an episode and I just don't. Like Bob's Burgers. I saw it when
I love Bob's Burgers. I love Bob's. I'm a huge Bob's Burgers.
I just don't get it.
That's fine. I don't get Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I don't get whatever that show was with Ted Danson and what's her face.
Good Place.
Two seasons in, I was like, I'm done with this show.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their thing. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Christmas special was all lightsaber based.
Nice.
Really funny Star Wars references. Really funny with the lightsaber. Great episode. I watched the Christmas episode and I'm all caught up with Mythic Quest. And man, I don't know if you watched
the Christmas
episode 7.
Yeah.
After the Christmas episode.
I did not watch after the Christmas episode yet. I just watched the Christmas episode.
Oh, shit. The best episode of the season. It is an origin story of Poppy and what's his name? Well, I can't think of his name now. I'm like Ian. It's their origin.
Like to see what you might come up with.
It's their origin story. It got me a little teared up. I think Mythic Quest always, as of now, they succeed the best when they do the origin stories of their characters. Last season, when they did the whole backstory of what's his face, the writer, can't think of names.
Yeah, the old Stockwell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Then when they did the whole origin story in season 1, this is another one.
Which is like the origin story of the not the game, but the thing that started the game.
Right. The couple. Yes.
Yeah.
This, it's a heavy one and it's good. I really, really liked it. It's my favorite episode of the season. The Christmas episode was great too. I really enjoyed it. I feel like I think we only have like 3 episodes left. So I'm wondering where we're going. During the Christmas episode, I kind of see there's this Danny Pudi's characters, the Emperor.
Yes.
And then he's bringing what's her face in between
the tester and everything, making her like Changing
Well,
her to the dark side.
the dark side. So I feel like that's behind. Everybody's kind
Yes.
of living their lives, but this is going on in the background,
Yeah.
and nobody's paying attention to it. So I
Yeah.
kind of think this is where it's going.
Yeah.
I think this season's just been a little bit slow burn compared
It
to the
has been.
first
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
I'm still enjoying it though.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Episode 7, fantastic. Loved it. Highly recommend it. But the Christmas episode was very sweet. I enjoyed that as well. And I've just been trying to watch Christmas episodes of different shows I watch. Oddly enough, Mark, we talked about this last week. You were saying how you were rewatching Big Bang, and I was just like, yeah, I have a hard time going back to the show right now because it just seems too fresh and new to I've seen it a million times. Well, last night, after spending the whole day decorating, doing stuff, I got on the couch, I put on TBS. Now, home of Big Bang Theory.
Home of Big Bang Theory. Yes.
Yeah. They were showing
hours of Big Bang Theory.
They were showing all the Christmas episodes from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. I put it on. My cat got on my lap. I was sleeping in a half an hour. I woke up at 9 o'clock. But I will tell you something, Mark, and I am going to reverse what I said last week. It was comforting.
Yeah. It's like a warm blanket.
I'll say something. It's a show that was in a time period you might want to go back to in your life when things were a little bit less complicated.
Yeah, exactly.
Normal.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
And it was like season 3.
Yeah.
They started out the Christmas episode of season 3, and I remember that one, and I remember all of them, but I was in and out. I was just tired, but it was like a warm blanket.
Yeah.
And
it's great. You can turn your brain off. You don't have to think. You don't have to worry about anything.
It kind of brings you back to a different time.
There's no stuff you have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
You don't have to think as you that's the main thing for me. You don't have to think as you're watching it.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
And it's goofy and it's fun and it's no brain television is what I call it. It's like a perfect no brain television movie or show. It's just chugs along. They're quick, 20 minutes in and out. You don't have to,
That's why I love the Goldbergs, because that's a show I haven't seen all of, and I just enjoy it. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I freaking love. And it was weird going back to Big Bang Theory, and it brought me back to when I lived on Peggy.
Yeah,
life was very different.
It's crazy. I was telling Claire in the drive to her dad's house, she's like, I don't care about this information. I'm like, I know, but I need to tell somebody because I haven't talked to Bryon, so I'll tell him on Monday. But I happened to see the thing, you're scrolling through to find the episode you wanted to watch, where you left off, because it didn't line up right from where I'd watched last time. And so I was like, oh, I wonder how many seasons of this there were, because I couldn't remember. There's 12 seasons of that show.
Yeah, I know. 12 years.
Crazy to think that they did that show for 12 seasons.
It would have kept going.
It could have kept going.
If
they just decided to stop.
Parsons he decided to stop it. He was like, we got to end this show. It's crazy to think that 12 years. I watched that show probably starting in season 3, and I watch it week to week. It's also crazy to think when growing up, right? This is not a Big Bang Theory, but this is like a show thing. Growing up, when Cheers ended, I was like, wow, Cheers ended. And then Seinfeld started, and Seinfeld ended. And then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, I am watching shows week to week that started and ended in 10 to 12 to 9 to 8 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where's the time going?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, that seemed like a lifetime.
Yeah.
As an adult.
Yeah.
It's like I watched 12 seasons of Big Bang Theory as it was happening.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Goldbergs, which is on its 10th season. It's been on for 10 years.
Like Modern Family, shows like that. Even Brooklyn Nine-Nine wasn't on a lot of years. But
8 years.
It's crazy to think it was on.
Yeah.
Even Walking Dead, we just ended and we started watching that when it first started airing.
Yeah.
That was on for 11 seasons.
when Walking Dead started, I was not married.
Yeah.
Me and Allison had just started dating. I just
Yeah.
moved in with her. We lived in Springfield.
Yeah.
I had a dog.
Yeah.
I had the same job.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think that Walking Dead, just ended from where we are in our lives now.
It's also crazy. The thing that blows my mind about Big Bang Theory is I believe the show started in 2006 or 2009.
I don't know. I 2006 makes more sense to me because it's been off the air for a while. It hasn't been on the air since I moved here.
2007.
It ended when I lived in Peggy Lane.
2019 is when it ended.
Yeah.
So it didn't end that long ago. But the fact that it started in 2007, I was literally a year into working at Cox officially. We basically met not long after that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's crazy
not-
for me to
it-
fathom that.
When you put life in seasons of TV shows, it's bonkers. And it really blows your mind,
Yeah.
right? It blows my mind anyway. I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
The weird thing I think about.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's not the only weird thing you think about.
I think a lot of weird things, but that's one of them. That's one of the weird things I think about all the time.
Yeah.
I measure my life in TV shows. I don't know if that's sad or what, but
Well, it's like that. I think it's just the world we're in. Like I was talking to Claire about this yesterday, actually. Same kind of thing. Like she was saying, like I mentioned movies to her, and she's like, I've never seen this movie. Never even watched it. And I'm like, how is that possible that you did not see? Like she's never seen Die Hard all the way through. She's never seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
What?
Ever. Never seen it. Never seen Gremlins. There's like a bunch of movies that she's never seen. And it's because, and she says, I was a big reader because she wanted to be a writer when she was a kid. So she read constantly.
Oh, well, then there you go.
And she was, her parents were divorced. So she was living with her mom. And she's like, my mom wouldn't take me to any of these movies because
right.
my mom wasn't into it. So why would she bring me to it?
Right.
Like E.T. was like one of the few movies that she's actually seen. Like Star Wars, never saw it. Like I introduced her to Star Wars. I mean, that's not a surprising one, but it's just like the multitude of movies that she has not seen that I get to like introduce her to now. It's crazy. But it's just like I said to her, I was like, well, yeah, because it's like to me, movies and TV, I'm into it because I do it for a living. So I used to watch movies and TV because I wanted to know how they worked, like how it happened, like how was that put together. So I'd watch more of that. And I didn't read books. I wasn't a big book kid. Still not a big book guy. So yeah, so me it was movies and TV was what I'd watch.
Yeah.
Like as people would read books, I'm that with television and movies.
Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Cause like it's to you would be like you read tons of books. She still reads books like crazy. And I'm like, I just don't read books. I watch shows and movies.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like it depends upon like what you're into. Like if you're like Claire's also a big baker, so she knows how to like do all that. And I'm like, yeah, like I couldn't tell you how to make food, but I could tell you, like I was telling her about, like I could tell you how to put a show together and how to edit and how to do that stuff.
Right.
That's something you would never know how to do unless I showed it to you.
Right. Totally.
This is that same kind of, it's just that I think it's like that weird thing where you like whatever you're knowledgeable about, and we're that like way of just we live in television basically.
Yeah. For me, it was music, video games, and TV. I mean, I was obsessed with all three, and I'm still obsessed with all three now. But
yeah.
I mean, I remember saving up money for a VCR, my very first VCR, to have cable in my room. I got cable in my room And I learned how to set the VCR to record all my shows every night. When I had school things to do, I would literally every night I knew what show was on. I was like a human TV guide at that moment. Like, I was obsessed with television as a teenager. Even little, I had the little tiny black and white Walkman, and I used to watch TV in bed.
Watchmen.
The Watchmen, yes, the Watchmen.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. I had one of those too.
Yeah. Things are so cool.
For me, we had one VCR in the house. Huh. It was in our living room. And that was some just a cat. You're talking to somebody, like an actual person. But yeah, so that was like the thing. So we didn't I remember us getting cable, and I think we got a TV. I don't know how it was for you guys. I'm just ignoring your cat.
It's fine
for you guys, but with me, because we had 3 siblings and you had 3 as well.
Yeah.
By the time Kylie came around, my mom was trying to find ways to distract my brother and I. So we got cable in our room.
Yeah, I got cable in my room when I was a teenager.
Yeah, but it's probably before teenagers years. I want to say late 80s, early 90s.
Well, yeah, 90s for me.
Yeah.
I mean, probably at the same time. I mean, we got cable. I persuaded my parents to let me have cable in the room.
We got cable in 84, 85. Because it didn't come into Enfield till 83.
Yeah, I wasn't that young.
Yeah.
I mean, I got cable in my room probably when I was 14 or 15.
Yeah. I was probably 12 or 13 when we finally got our first cable boxes everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, cable was big. I mean, growing up, I didn't have cable in my room. We only had cable in the living room. But then when we moved to Green Manor, which I was 13, I think I got cable not too long after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I was just it is crazy. Getting old, Mark. We're getting old.
We're getting old. We're getting old. When our brothers and siblings start turning 40, you're getting old.
I know. Well, Mark, should we talk about Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes, let's dive into it. After we went through a whole
I don't know
synopsis of Black Adam, which I'll give a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special that's on Disney Plus right now.
It is.
I put it up there with what was the monster one?
Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, I put it up there with that. It was definitely one of my favorite MCU related Disney Plus things.
Yes, it was. It's very well done.
It's very well done.
It tugs at the heartstrings as well.
I was surprised by. I mean, I'm not surprised. James Gunn's really good with the humor and pulling at the heartstrings. It leaned more on the sentimental Christmas stuff. It had some good humor in it. I was very well entertained. I did not know anything going in. Spoilers. Kevin Bacon is in it.
Yes.
I found it to be very fun. I found it to be very humorous.
Did you see in the Kevin Bacon home scenes the movie that he's watching?
Yes, he was watching. Was it the Santa and the Martians?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a public domain movie that you can watch on your local public access channel.
Oh, we air that every year.
Yeah, we do too. Yeah. So that's why I was horning in a promotional for local access.
Also, I want to say the soundtrack was like he literally reached into my Christmas sound playlist and pull out all my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Seriously, every song I have on my Christmas playlist that I play every year.
Yes. Yeah.
Like it was fantastic.
Yeah. Also, the old 97s were great.
Having Kevin Bacon perform, I actually grabbed the soundtrack off of Apple Music and I added those 2 songs to my playlist. I thought they were fantastic. Yeah, why wouldn't I? What, you didn't like it?
No, I did, but it's like, of course you grabbed the music.
Yeah.
That's who you are.
It was fantastic. I think the whole thing was very heartfelt, very entertaining. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're some of my favorite characters, and I'm going to be very sad to see them go. Or I'm preparing myself where we're going to go with Volume 3. I'm sure some of these characters might exist in the MCU. Hopefully, I'd like to see them afterwards. But we will
it makes no
see.
sense why they wouldn't.
Yeah, but we'll see where it goes next. This Christmas special, there's really nothing much to spoil. I would say highly recommend watching. The only big question I have, Mark, are you paying attention?
I am.
Where did Bucky's arm come from? Because I'm trying to scratch my MCU memory and be like, okay, where was the last time he had the arm?
Bucky loses his arm, the original arm, which is the one that they had in this.
Yes. Yeah. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
He loses it in Civil War.
Yes. But this movie, it takes place now.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, he got Bucky's arm.
Yes.
Was that a different arm that Bucky has now?
Yes. He given the new arm in Wakanda.
So this is a different arm?
Yeah, because you remember in the Falcon Winter Soldier, the girl from the Wakanda group there, who I can't remember the name of right now, was able to take his arm off in like one hand movement.
Yeah.
In their fight scene. So that's why, because they're the group that gave him the new arm.
I'm looking it up.
I want to say it's in the fight with Iron Man. Towards the end of winter, so it's the end of Civil War.
I'm trying to look it up.
It's in the battle with Iron Man. Iron Man's able to take it off somehow. Because he says it was his tech. Or something like that. Or something. Because they end up in Wakanda at the end of the movie and he doesn't have the arm.
The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special introduces a new mystery. How did Nebula get Bucky's arm? Let's see what's that. And one of the specials called Seeing Nebula gives Rocket his Christmas present, Bucky Barnes' vibranium arm. This is, of course, a callback to Avengers Infinity War, during which Rocket expresses keen interest in acquiring his arm.
Yes.
Considering a throwaway joke at the time, the fact that Rocket's wish has now been fulfilled may well lead into Bucky's next on-screen appearance. Following the events of Disney Plus Falcon Winter Soldier, Bucky is next slated to show up in the Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, yeah.
Those we know who's going to be there. So unless the Wakanda happened to give Bucky a spare, it's likely he will have to seek out Rocket and take back his metal arm.
He does it. It is a spare because he loses it in Civil War.
Yeah, but Civil War happened so long ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he had the arm in Winter Soldier. He had the arm.
But at the end of Civil War,
yeah,
Captain America takes him and Black Widow to Wakanda. And he doesn't have the arm in the end credit scene. And then I want to say in Infinity War? No, in Civil War, he loses the arm at the beginning. No.
Mark, I think you're confusing yourself.
No.
He
Winter Soldier, he loses the arm. Winter Soldier.
He has the arm during Infinity War. We just said that.
Yes.
Rocket wants it. And he had it during
original arm. His original arm of Winter Soldier, he loses in the Winter Soldier movie. Because at the end of the Winter Soldier movie, Captain America and him and Black Widow are at Wakanda. Right? Or is that Civil War? I'm getting confused.
You are. Wakanda? Okay.
Wakanda's introduced.
That arm he has is from Wakanda.
Yes.
the arm Rocket mentions he wants is the Wakanda arm. The arm that's shown in the Christmas special is that Wakanda arm.
No, it's the first one.
No, it's the Wakanda arm. That is the Wakanda arm. That's the arm he was given to by Wakanda.
Okay. See, I
That's
didn't look at it thoroughly enough to see what arm it was.
I
I just assumed it was his first arm.
No. So unless Wakanda happened to give, this is what the article says. So unless Wakanda happened to give Bucky a spare, it's likely he will have to seek out Rocket to take back his metal arm at some point. We could be getting a Guardians cameo in this movie along with the lines as we saw in the opening of Thor: Love and Thunder. As for some fans were complaining that Nebula wouldn't be able to take Bucky in a fight, and that this moment is a sign of some sort of like Marvel being lazy. But Gunn himself stated that on Twitter that cybernetically enhanced alien would be more than capable of separating Bucky from his appendages, just like Dora Milaje before her. So this arm.
Oh, okay, yeah, they do
Bucky's
show
arm.
a picture of it. Okay,
Yeah.
so it is
So Bucky has no arm right now, which is interesting. I love when they do these little tiny things. So I'm interested to see if in Volume 3 or in Thunderbolts that there is a connection. I love little connections like that. That's something
Yeah.
I missed a lot in this phase of the MCU. I like that little bit. But anyway, I really enjoyed this special. I think in the MCU TV land, I give it I'll on the Disney Plus stuff, it's like a 9 for me. Out of all the MCU Disney Plus stuff, just because I love all those characters, and anytime I get to spend with them, I enjoy it. And I think 44 minutes was perfect.
Well, even beyond all that, they actually give off some bigger stuff that happens in it. We find out that Mantis is Peter Quill's sister.
Oh, I wasn't gonna spoil that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. They also own Nowhere. We don't know how they acquired that.
They don't own it, but that's like their home base.
No, they bought it from the Collector. They mentioned that at the beginning. Since we
did
took
they?
it over from the Collector, yeah.
Oh, you're right. They
Yeah.
took it over. They just took it over. So
Yeah, they don't know how that happens.
They just made it into their own home base, which is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I thought like Peter Quill is still coming to terms with missing Gamora, and I think that was handled well. He's not the joke maker in this, which is great. He's
he does a little bit here and there, but nothing like super over the top.
He's just very like kind of going through the motions of getting over the fact that Gamora's gone.
Yeah.
And then the real comedy comes from Mantis and
Drax
going out to get Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Which has been really funny.
Yes.
And that fight scene with the cops, and it was really well done.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and also the first song that the old 97s play had tons of comedy in it, if you pay attention to later.
Yes. Yeah. They're humorous songs.
Yeah. And Chris Pratt's reactions are pretty classic.
Yeah. He's like, because they don't know what Christmas is.
Yeah. It's like, no, it's not his whatsoever.
But they're just going off of what humans like.
No, it just makes it's the stuff that makes sense if you really like think about Christmas stuff and what other people would think about it if they don't know what Christmas is. If aliens were to like land here and be like, you just let a random guy in your house once a year?
Yeah.
Give you presents? Why? That makes no sense.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good song. But what do you give it in the old MCU Disney Plus show? What's your rating there, Mark?
MCU Disney Plus rankings, I'll give it a 9. Yeah, it was good. It was really good. It's a thing that you can watch. It's evergreen, so you can watch it yearly and not, it's not going to lose its appeal, so to speak.
Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely. I hope, and I'll watch Spirited this week.
Yeah.
And when we come back from our break, we'll talk about
it. Right after it came out, we got the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, which we did talk about.
Yeah.
We did cover that on the show.
It's
I'm-
getting the system rolling here.
I'm so pumped for Guardians 3. That's one of my top. One of my tops. Ant-Man is right up there too. I'm excited to see old characters come back.
And speaking of things that came out right after, which will probably happen today, some major trailer will drop as soon as we get done recording this. Last week, Spider-Verse.
I am pumped. That first Spider-Man movie was so good. We're going together this year.
Yeah.
I don't know who else.
The first one I took my niece to because no one else wanted to see it.
I went by myself.
Because no one else was into it. So
Nobody
I was like,
wanted.
all right. So my niece, I was like, "Do you want to go? It's a cartoon."
I loved it.
Will you come with me so I don't feel weird going to see a cartoon by myself?
It was my favorite movie of that year.
And she's excited for it. She's like, "I'm excited for the new Spider-Man." I'm like, "Yes, I get to go see the movie again." Not weird.
Wow, who cares?
I know, but it's just like
I'll go with you
kids'
guys.
movie. It's like I don't want to go. But
I'll go with you and your
yeah.
niece.
If no one else wants to go to see it, we might have to. Yeah,
I'll go. I am pumped. The animation. We're getting Spider-Man 2099. I am definitely gonna rewatch the first one before we go into this. I bought it on 4K on sale like a year ago. I haven't opened it, but I should dig in and rewatch it and get ready.
Yeah.
The animation is just amazing, and it's very cleverly done, and it's a lot of just fun. It's just a fun story. And Miles Morales with all these different Spider-Men, it's great. Spider-Ham, Nicolas Cage plays the Noir. Yeah, Spider-Gwen. But yeah, super pumped. 2023 we're gonna talk about it next week. We got
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Our first week in January, we're gonna next week.
Our first show of the new year is our preview to 2023.
Right.
Next week is our recap of 2022.
Well, our favorite, we're gonna count down our favorite
top
stuff.
4 things of 2022 in TVs, movies, and miscellaneous. And I don't read books. Ryan does.
Well, it could be.
They don't have time.
It can be anything.
Yeah.
You do have time. You just choose to use it differently.
I do.
There you go. You do have time. We all have the
time to sink that much stuff into it, is what I'm saying. Like I think I've grown out of that phase of my life where I have that kind of brain energy to focus on a video game.
See, I can watch a show like a couple in a row, but then I get antsy. But I can play 4 or 5 hours of video game and time just flies by, and it's like, holy shit, how did I do that?
Well, I think that's the other thing is I get worried that I will do that. Like I have that kind of personality where I used to finish like Halo. I played it all in one night.
Well, we all did that. Yeah.
I would do that with every game when I was younger, and I just can't do that anymore. So
yeah, everyone's got their thing.
I can't get sucked into something like that and then like waste away a whole 8 hours of my life.
Well, I mean,
and also I think the thing
TV,
too
though.
is when I moved in with Claire, the Xbox was our only way of playing DVDs. So it's in the living room.
Yeah.
So I can't play it unless Claire's not around. And by the time Claire goes to bed, I'm like, I don't want to sink that much time into it. Whereas I think if it was more of an accessible location, like up here in my office space, I'd have more access to it and I'd play more, but I don't. And I don't want to do that to myself. So I've like kept it down there as like a deterrent.
I have a video game system on every TV. So there you go.
Well, yeah. I just don't I just do Xbox. I don't do all the other ones. So.
I know. I have my Switch in the bedroom. I have my PS5, my Xbox in the bedroom, living room. Then I have a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox on my TV down here. I play anywhere.
Yeepers.
I know. All righty, Mark, we should wrap it up. We'll be back next week with our best of, and then we'll be back with a brand new episode in January.
Yes. We'll have a brand new episode next week as well. Just
you know what
pre-recorded as all these shows are. But anyways. So yes, stay tuned for all that and more. We'll see you all next week. Happy holidays to whatever holiday you celebrate. and hope it's a nice, safe, and enjoyable one. As always, be safe, be well, be kind.
And rewind.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.